Skyrim? Yeah, I love Skyrim. What other game lets you eat bugs and have a wife? Combat? No thank you. I get scared when I hit people and they try to hit me back. I wish there was a way to one-shot every enemy in the game, but that's probably impossible, right? So, pretty quick rules section in this video. There's really only one we care about. We're not allowed to hit an enemy more than once, and if the attack doesn't kill, we have to reload the save before we attacked. Besides that, we're going to avoid any sequence breaking glitches and finish the main story like usual. We finish the challenge when we kill Alduin. To start off, we make our character an orc so we have access to our racial power for double damage for 60 seconds once a day. In Helgen Keep, we side with the Stormcloaks, and instead of fighting the Imperials, we run right past them and grab the gate key from this chest. We don't have the damage to one-shot any of these enemies for at least a while, so our only option for now is to sprint past basically every single Imperial we see until we get to the Spider Cave section. We actually play the game fairly normally at this section. I can't remember the last time I played this game and didn't lure a single spider away and dance in place while crouching in front of it for an hour. All while watching One Piece on my second monitor, of course, because this literally took an hour. We're doing this because we desperately need the sneak levels, and, more specifically, the Assassin's Blade perk, which gives us 15 times damage on sneak attacks with daggers. Sounds super balanced and reasonable, right? I bet it's just as rewarding to play as, for a totally random example, a mage build in this game, right? I'm sure the damage output is super high on that one too, right? Anyway, I eventually am satisfied with my levels and sprint through the rest of the tutorial area. I grab supplies in Riverwood and head straight to Whiterun to start getting through the story quests. I get up to Dragon's Reach, get the quest to investigate Bleak Barrow, and head on over to the local orphanage. I have a geriatric psychopath to murder. Doing this starts the Dark Brotherhood questline, and before long, I'm delivered a cryptic letter. I sleep in the closest bed I can find, and I wake up in a shack with the instructions to guess which of the 3 NPCs in front of me is supposed to die. I cut out the guesswork and opt for option D, all of the above, and I'm invited to join the Dark Brotherhood. This is great for 3 reasons. The drip is immaculate, the drip is mechanically busted, and a secret third option unrelated to the drip we'll talk about later. Did I mention I like the outfit? By calling the Dark Brotherhood outfit mechanically busted, I'm really mostly just talking about the gloves. Remember that 15 times damage bonus to sneak attacks perk we got earlier? Well, these give us another 2 times bonus, making our total sneak attack damage, that's right, 30 times the base amount. Add in our orc ability to deal double damage, and yeah, we can do a whopping 60 times damage in one hit with a sneak attack dagger. This is great and all, but it doesn't auto-win the whole game for us. Certain bosses will just never be sneak attackable, but for now, we're a walking murder machine. Heading to Bleak Barrow now, and you can really see just how Scooby-Doo coded high-level sneak gameplay is in this game. I completely failed to sneak past the bandits outside, but it doesn't really matter because they don't follow you into the ruins, letting me re-exit and stab them all from behind. Don't listen to people if they tell you Skyrim is a serious game. It's really just one continuous high fantasy episode of Looney Tunes. Heading back into the ruins, I take out the bandits near the entrance, use Berserker Rage to clean up some skeevers, and then take out the massive spider. I take out Arvel and get the Golden Claw, and proceed to clean out the whole Draugr population of the tomb without getting spotted once. Until the final room, that is. After the Draugr Lord pops out of the tomb, he unfortunately spots us, so we can't instantly backstab, so of course our only option is to run like a coward. Eventually he loses sight of us, and we're able to very slowly creep back and circumnavigate around him and take him out. Now with the Dragonstone in hand, we head back to Dragon's Reach and then head out to kill our first dragon. I figure it's only fair to the challenge to make an effort to not let the NPC guards help with the fight, so I kill him with my mind powers. Despite this, while trying to hide from the dragon to get a sneak attack, it flies away and dies off screen. There's literally nothing I could have done to stop this, so yes, it counts. I absorb its soul and take the credit anyway, heading back to Dragon's Reach. We're summoned up to High Hrothgar and do the whole Greybeard thing, learning Unrelenting Force and Whirlwind Sprint. We're sent off to a dungeon which we just kind of breeze through with little difficulty, and get Delphine's Note. Heading to Riverwood, we get a proper introduction to Delphine, who demands we go kill the dragon at Kyne's Grove. As we arrive, I manage to just barely scale the cliff to see Alduin resurrect the dragon. After watching the best model animation in the game, I sneak up behind it, wait for the health bar to appear, activate the damage doubler, and absolutely annihilate the bastard. After proving myself Dragonborn to Delphine, next on the agenda is breaking and entering the Thalmor embassy. It's actually a pretty fun quest. You have to have your equipment stashed inside and go in with nothing, then make a distraction to access your gear later. Once you do, you can start making your way through the embassy, and then it's just a standard kill everyone in the area type beat from then on. Get through mostly undetected without issue until we reach the final room. Once we have the books we came here to steal, we get locked inside and 2 guards come in to try kill us. The room is well lit and they're actively searching for us by default, so getting a sneak attack on them isn't easy, but after a bit of Batmaning in the rafters and sprinting away out of sight after we get seen, we're able to take them out, grab the key and get to safety. I'm going to give the spark notes for the next few quests since not much interesting happens, but basically, we go find a guy called Esbern, reunite him with Delphine, go together to a place called Skyhaven Temple where we learn about a shout that could help kill Alduin, we go to the Greybeards to learn it, we're sent to the Throne of the World where we meet Parthenax the friendly dragon, he tells us we need to find an Elder Scroll, and we head to a cave in the Frozen Wastes where a guy gives us a doohickey and a thingamajig and tells us to go to a certain dwarven ruin. From there we finally get access to Blackreach, and we'll be spending a bit of time here. I'll explain why in a minute, but before we head over to get the Elder Scroll, we need to collect 30 Crimson Nirnroot. It's fairly abundant in the area, but you do kinda have to go out of your way to look for a lot of it, and it probably took me about an hour or so to find all of it without using a guide. It does help that it gives off a faint glow and makes a chiming sound. It's kind of imprinted in my brain at this point, to be honest. And once we get all of it, we can head to the Elder Scroll room. Apparently this is a puzzle of some kind, but luckily it's very solvable by just pressing buttons at random until new buttons light up and then pressing those. After demonstrating the lateral thinking skills to rival that of an 8-year-old, the Elder Scroll descends and we can now go fight Alduin. Unfortunately, we have basically 0 chance to beat Alduin right now, so we're going to need a bit of extra damage. And don't worry, all we need to do to get that extra damage I'm thinking of is to do 90% of the Dark Brotherhood questline. Now that we've killed Cicero, we can take his gear and loot this chest, and actually I need to leave immediately. Anyway, if you haven't done the Dark Brotherhood questline, all you need to know is that you're an assassin trying to kill the Emperor. After a certain number of quests, you're given the task to impersonate a chef and poison the Emperor's meal. Now, for some reason, even though literally any poison would do the trick, your assassin boss gives you the poison equivalent of a nuclear warhead to use. Luckily for us, the Jarran root isn't a quest item, and we can just not do that quest, keeping it for ourselves. If we take a look at the damage health poison effect, we can see that if we combine the root with a River Betty and a Crimson Nirnroot, we can get an absolutely ridiculous damage output. One small problem though, when we fight Alduin after we read the Elder Scroll, we'll have to fight him then again in Sovngarde to complete the game. We can only get 1 Jarran root per save, so what's the solution? Well, here's why we spent an hour picking plants in Blackreach. You take the 30 Crimson Nirnroots to a certain farmer, he'll give you a quest reward of a passive ability that gives you all of your potions a 25% chance of being doubled every time you make one. We just have to hope that when we make the potion, we get a good roll, and no. Well, time to start the whole run over, I guess. This time for sure, right? No? Okay. Oh, thank God. What was that? Reload the save. Don't be silly. That would be cheating. At last, here's the poison in all its glory. Anyway, we head back to the Throne of the World and read the Elder Scroll, learning Dragonrend and taking on Alduin. But unfortunately, even with our insane damage output, because we can't get a sneak attack, trust me, I tried for an hour, we don't one-shot, even though we're so close. I head back to Skyhaven Temple and pick up Dragonbane, which does extra damage to dragons and gives us just enough damage to take Alduin out. Fortunately, he has plot armor and simply flies away. In order to fight him the second time, we need to trap a dragon in Dragon's Reach so we can fly on its back to Sovngarde. But in order to do that, we need to convince the Jarl he's not going to be attacked by the Stormcloaks while everyone is distracted. You know what that means? Peace Summit time. Wow, in-game political dialogue. I'm sure they'll either do that off-screen or make it super interesting. Oh, it's neither. We sit here for 20 minutes while they argue about territory. It's not fun. But hey, afterwards we get to trap a dragon in a neck brace, so that's cool, I guess. After we convince him to fly to Alduin, we do a quick run through some ruins and make sure to sprint into the portal before the dragon priest has a chance to shut it on us. Last fight before Alduin, we have to prove ourselves to Soon by beating him. Luckily, our sneak is so high at this point that we can just do a quick loop around and backstab him. We get access to the Hall of Valor and meet the 3 ancient Dragonborn and head out to fight Alduin together. Once he shows up and we dragon round him down, Berserker Rage is activated, the Jaren Poison is applied to Dragonsbane, and we take him out in one clean swing, completing the challenge. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot and it tells me you want to see more of this kind of thing. Huge shout out to my patrons, especially Eamon Crawford, John Barrett, Sean Cogan and Zed the Man, and also Avery Bunn, Frostfox, Peter Clare Lomax, Sean Wang and Where is Spacebar, as well as all of my other patrons.